It's all about drawing first blood, and that's what was done here, but it wasn't done by Rambo. It was done by Lumen. Well, actually, technically, it was done by Harrison, as he got his first little scratch in the career of a psychopath killer's son. Welcome back, guys, to Vlog Entertainment. It's Dexter, Season 5, Episode 5. This one is called First Blood. Initially, I thought it was because Lumen was going to try and get her first kill, her first revenge kill, but that doesn't actually happen. So maybe First Blood is Harrison drawing his first blood via scratch on the cheek.
I feel like First Blood could have been the name for Original Sin. We had New Blood, First Blood.
Old Blood.
I like the name of Original Sin, but I feel like First Blood could have took the mantle, so to speak. But yeah, it's Lumen Town, baby.
Yeah, so we start with Dexter and Harrison. They're attending a Mummy and Me parenting class, and it looks a little bit weird because Dexter's like the only father there, which...
Are you assuming his gender, are you?
Well, I don't think Dexter would have any issue with me calling him a man, right? So I am going to assume his gender. Now, I believe that most of these other kids probably have fathers, but obviously Harrison doesn't have a mother, and that's because Rita got killed. So must be a bit awkward, but they're doing this, like, I don't know, rain. What do you call those things that they're hiding underneath? It's like a parachute thing.
I remember doing it back in the day.
Aye, but anyway, one of the kids gets scratched. He points the finger at Harrison, and Harrison licks his fingers, and Dexter's like, my son's learning already. He's getting rid of the evidence at such an early age. So
Strawberry.
Yeah, you know what? It could have been an accident, or maybe Harrison is a little psychopath. We later see Dexter ask the babysitter, Sonia, whether she thinks Harrison's aggressive. She's like, no, your son is fine. He's not aggressive at all.
That was pretty good, that.
Aye, so anyway, looks like Harrison isn't going to be...
My brother was a fucking vegetarian there, laddie.
He doesn't need meat now. He just eats green vegetables. So,
because we're Fenians.
Well, maybe Harrison's not going to be killing anytime soon, but one person that is on the kill is Lumen. We see somebody's broken into Boyd Fowler's house before Dexter. Dexter not too impressed that somebody got there before him. He thinks it may have been somebody connected with Boyd trying to cover their tracks, but after managing to get a fingerprint on a letter and tracking that person down, turns out it was Lumen that broke into Boyd Fowler's house. And I actually thought it was her at first. Dexter thought it was an associate of Boyd Fowler. I don't know, I mean, considering nobody would know Boyd Fowler's dead, why would someone be breaking into his house?
That is very true at the end of the day.
Unless they've checked on Boyd Fowler and they've realised that Lumen's no longer there. But it was a shady job as well. Blood, breaking the window, getting cut.
It was a shite job.
Leaving evidence behind. I thought it was pretty damn obvious that it was Lumen that done this. But Dexter initially thought it was an associate for Boyd Fowler.
What happens when the police come sniffing around because Boyd's missing?
And Lumen's blood's on the scene.
Yeah, they'll find it as easy as Dexter found it.
Unless he's cleaned that up, maybe.
But why would he clean it up?
No, after he found out.
Well, I guess.
Unless he's went back, but
that was a very sloppy suicide.
Yeah, as Chibs would tell you. So Dexter sits down with Lumen. He was trying to get her to leave, trying to get her to go. He's like, look, you're trying to get revenge. You want to make right what's happened, but you're not a killer. You got to go. She's like, I can't go. I need to get justice. I need to make it right.
Get revenge.
Which I can totally understand from her point of view.
Absolutely.
But I can also understand from Dexter's point of view here. You're playing a dangerous game here. There's a big group of these guys. Look how many people they've killed. Are you really one woman crew going to take them down?
I'm just a one-man band. But yeah, the meetings at the cafe, I was getting a wee bit sick of them by the time the episode came to its fucking pasture, because I mean, it was like every 3 seconds they were rocking up, just ripping open the wee sugar sachets, man, playing with. Dexter's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, Dexter gives her a ticket. He's hoping that she's going to go, she's going to leave. We then find out that she's been doing her own sort of investigation. She's got all these like notes and articles, documents pinned up in her like motel room, and she's going to try and track down a guy that shared a cell with Boyd Fowler. Dexter, though, tracks him down first, and he goes to it's a bridge, basically a bridge. Tunnel bridge, and it's full of fucking losers and wasters.
Yeah, I mean...
But even the non-kid touchers, they've got their own sort of code. So you can be like a 10-time world champion rapist, but you still won't feel comfortable sitting next to a child toucher. They have to sit on the other side of the tracks or something like that.
Yeah, they just sit at the track. I mean, that's just.
I guess everyone. I mean, they do say that in prison. Like, you could have killed like 1,000 people, but you still feel yourself higher than a child molester. Which I can understand. Like, but it's kind of weird how these criminals think that they're better than somebody else. I mean, this guy had like fucking sexually assaulted a shitload of people. But he's looking down on, I mean, like, you know, he's like, oh no, you touched any kids, you need to go to the other side of the tracks.
Here,
how about we put them on the tracks and just fucking get a big train?
How about we just shoot them off?
Oh, that works.
I mean, get the fucking train, full steam.
But who's this guy judging Dexter? If you touched any kids, you're placed on the other side of the tracks. Well, many fucking people have you touched, mate?
Dexter's touched no one. What is it with you and rape?
You know, so it's like kind of weird. This guy starts bragging about some woman and all the pussy he's gonna get, and Dexter then injects him. And
he has to be the man.
Yeah, he's the man. Gets him on a table. Harry's like, Dexter, don't do this. Come on, he's not a killer.
I'll hit you with the 3-second Sam.
I mean, he's touched up a shitload of women and shit, but Harry's he's not a killer. Don't do it. Don't do it. Dexter's like, nah, it has to be him. But then he sees the ankle bracelet, or the ankle, what do you call it? Ankle. It's a bracelet, isn't it? Ankle tag. It's a tag. Ankle tag on his ankle, and he's like, it couldn't have been him, because obviously he wasn't out there, so Dexter then lets him go and just drops him back off underneath the tunnel. Following day, Dexter then goes, or later that day even, Dexter goes to check up on Lumen, but Lumen's not there. She's went to Tunnel Bridge, whatever it's called. Tunnel Bridge, is that it?
Yeah.
Tunnel Bridge.
Tunnel Bridge.
She's going to try and kill this guy. Dexter gets there and says, nah, he stops her just in time before she shoots him. Says, look, this is not the guy. He didn't do it. It wasn't him. And he pulls her away from the scene, the location, basically drops her off at the airport. And he's like, fuck you. You got to go here. You got to get out of here. You got to leave. You got to put this behind you. Gives her money, buys the ticket. And at this point, it kind of looks like Lumen is going to leave and is going to go back to her parents, and Dexter then leaves the airport, but he doesn't know that Lumen is in fact not going to leave, because we see at the end of the episode she jumps in a cab and is like, where are you going to in Miami? So where is she going to? Like,
how long did the pat down last, man? In the airport? Jesus Christ. Zoom in on every bone in the body. Then it was like every guy that walked past was Chinese. It was just mental.
Like, I can't speak for experience, like, but surely you would know you're just getting patted down in the airport, so therefore it wouldn't be that deep.
I know, but it's like PTSD. When they hear loud noises, they think they're back in the battlefield.
Is that right though?
Yeah, I don't do it.
I mean, see if you were like in the army and you'd been on the battlefield, and then you just heard, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like someone that gets battered, right? They will flinch if someone moves in front of them. It's like a natural reaction. Lumen's pish, but I'm not going to have too much of a go at her here. I'll have a go at the fucking director of the episode because it lasted too long.
I know, but would you not just think in that scenario, wait, I'm actually alright, I'm safe, I'm in the middle of an airport with a shitload of witnesses?
Yeah, but it's...
it's not like you're getting patted down in an alleyway by some dodgy looking, pretend cop or something, It's like, you're in an airport, but I don't know how it works really. But she decides, fuck that. I guess that pat down was what decided, I can't leave, I've got unfinished business, so she decides that she's not leaving. Quinn's doing nothing. He's on unpaid leave, still telling everyone he's taking holidays. He's saying that he was forced onto this because he had to use them or lose them, which Deborah's not too happy about. Batista thinks it's a bit bullshit as well. Maria's not really saying much about it. We see Deborah and Masuka go to a tattoo parlor, basically looking for, was it Michael Mellon or Michael Marlin? Marlon Michael?
Michael Marlon.
Michelangelo,
that's the one.
And I could have swore that's a dude's name. But it turns out...
Who is Michelangelo? Who's the Michelangelo in the world? Is it like a singer?
Well, it must be this person, I'm assuming.
It's not this fucking person.
So,
no, I've heard the name Michelangelo 100 times.
Turns out that Masuka's a big tattoo enthusiast. He's been getting a big piece on his back. They go into the tattoo place. He notices some woman getting a tramp stamp on her lower back, and he's laughing about it. And Deborah says, if she's interested in needles, you should show her your dick. And I thought it was pretty funny.
Line of the episode.
So it was pretty good. And they speak to Michelangelo, and she calls Masuka Sugar. Sugar Masuka.
Sugar Masuka.
Sugar me, Sasuka me. Anyway, Sasuka Sugar.
Drive me to Sasuka.
That's plenty, right? So basically looks at the drawing and goes, that's an eye. That's definitely an eye.
It's a UFO.
It did look a bit like a UFO, to be honest. We then see Deborah and the Guatemalan cop. They go to, I believe she's from Guatemala or Puerto Rico or whatever. Something.
South of the border, brother.
Central America, somewhere in that destiny. I don't know, somewhere in that location. They find a couple of the victims that were withdrawing money for is it the Fuentes brothers? I believe they're called the Fuentes brothers. They've been murdered in their home. Dexter, Masuka came out. The flies, maggots are all there, larvae and all that stuff. It turns out they've been there for about a month, so they believe that this could be the first killing because they've been sitting there, bodies have been decaying for quite a while. And then outside the home, there's like an advertising board. Deborah notices like the drawings underneath it. She starts peeling it off, and it turns out the drawing is like an eye for a Mayan nightclub.
Not quite the Mayans that we know, but...
Yeah, not Mayans MC, but it's a Mayan nightclub nonetheless. And
so it was never a tattoo. Yeah, I mean, everyone's had a mark when you go into a nightclub. I mean, you'd think they would have caught on to this earlier, wouldn't you?
Yeah, so they believe that here maybe this is their bar, maybe this is their club, or this is the place that they go regularly. So Deborah believes the investigation is going to lead them there. Deborah and Quinn rekindle their, not relationship, but as she called them, we're fuck buddies. Dexter comes home one night. Quinn is in his apartment. He doesn't really like it.
Why are you wearing gloves?
Yeah, Deborah's like, I was just here to borrow the book. Dexter's like, he reads? As if to say Quinn's a dummy.
A mongoloid.
Quinn's like, I do read. But before he leaves, he notices that Dexter's got black gloves in his back pocket. He's like, a little bit warm for gloves, eh, Dex? And Dex just completely ignores him.
Yep, blanks him.
And then Dex calls it Deborah's It's like, what the hell's happening here? She's like, she admits that, her and Quinn are just fuck buddies. It's like, right, well, don't be bringing him around here. Don't be bringing him around Harrison. Which I thought was a bit... What's
Quinn but it's
obviously
him not wanting Quinn's
business.
But
what's Quinn going to do to Harrison?
Yeah, but that's why he's saying it. He
can't
say, I don't like Quinn. He's going to find out I'm a serial killer.
I know,
so,
do you not think it sounded a bit like he was throwing Quinn under the bus? Keep Quinn away from Harrison, quite.
Yeah, there's somebody in this episode that was taking pictures for fucking Harrison, I'll tell you.
It's like, we had that woman, that the new woman that replaced the fat one. Forget her name, not really relevant, but whatever. She's in like the records room, so good for her. But Dexter says, look, keep Quinn away from Harrison. I don't want him in this apartment when he's here. And Deborah tries to say that Quinn's alright, but the door gets slammed and she doesn't hear any of this. Maria and McCourt, they've been hanging out. McCourt. Jim McCourt. So Batista walk alone. He drives alone to the motel because he's not happy about this. He was even curious. He was asking Deborah, do you think this McCourt's a good looking guy?
He's an ugly frog-eyed bastard.
Maybe he thinks that LaGuerta is going to prove that she does give the best blowjobs in Miami, and that's what they're at the motel for. So Batista bursts in. He's ready to throw more punches. You'd have thought he would have learned his lesson by now. Maria says, look, this is a sting. What are you doing? McCourt's not too happy. And then you see, like, in the hallway door, in the background, RoboCop just sitting on the bed handcuffed.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty great. Obviously... Patrick Borowski, Charlie Borowski, that's the one. But you know what?
Known as Stan Liddy.
That's no bad. Stanley. I think Batista is well within his rights to be pissed off here, right? LaGuerta is LaGuerta's lieutenant, isn't she?
Yeah.
Why is she doing things? Now, I know it's this guy needs a favour because of the whole Batista thing. This is so fucking beneath her. Like, I don't give a fuck if it's to get Batista off, but she should never agree to it, and if she does, Batista needs to know about it. Nay one her. She fucking lies where she is, and she's
getting dressed up and stuff, and then the night before, I need to take a shower,
so why was she there with this McCourt guy? Did this not McCourt, the other guy, Borowski,
Stan Liddy,
we'll call him. So, but he already knew who McGlurter was, right, didn't he? So what's the sting?
Well, I don't know, he knows now, like.
Yeah, so what was the sting? Like a prostitution sting, or why was McGlurter dressed up?
That I'm not too sure, but it turns out that Stan Liddy is our narcotics cop, and he was on the take, so he was a dirty cop, which...
I don't know, this scene was just fucking weird. The more I think of it, why is LaGuerta there, sipping up her shirt, and fucking Robocop is sitting in the spare room, while McCourt's fucking sitting there, doing his shirt up? What the fuck's what's going on?
I mean, it was a bit...
No, explain to me, right, you've watched it, explain. 15 seconds or less, hit me with it. So you don't know? Because I don't know what's going on.
I know it was a sting, but...
Yeah, but why... What part of this sting required them putting their clothes back on? Did they rape fucking Stan Liddy?
I don't know, did they? I mean,
no, but why are they putting their clothes
maybe
back
Stan
on?
Liddy's going to go on a killing spree like Lumen, I don't fucking know. But we see that LaGuerta and Batista, that they're a bit edgy now because Batista didn't trust her or whatnot. And at the end of the episode, we see Quinn, he's hanging out at a bar. Deborah calls him, gives him the good news. He's like, I'll pick up dinner, don't worry. But it turns out he's not alone at the bar. He's with Stan Liddy. Stan thanks him for buying him a drink. And they both begin to complain about LaGuerta. Stan says, she's the bitch. That's the reason I'm here right now. And Quinn's like, well, she's the reason I'm here as well. Suspended me. Unpaid leave.
I like Stan Liddy. He's only been here 2 seconds, but
he's a good
he
character.
had a presence when he sat on the edge of that bed, didn't he?
Yeah, and in the bar, he's a man. I like him, Liddy. He states that he's going to fight his case down to his last dime. And Quinn's like, many dimes you got left here, buddy?
How many dimes?
Because I could have a wee job for you if you're into some money that could help you pay for your lawyers. And Liddy is suspicious, and he warns, if you fuck with the bull, you get the horn.
What kind of fucking name's Dexter, Quinn?
I thought you got the horns. Does bulls not have horns? Or is it just a singular horn?
No, they've got horns, eh?
So why did he say if you fuck with the bull, you get the horn? Not the horns?
Maybe he only uses one side.
That could be true. The two stare off, and Quinn's like, yeah, well, I've never fucked you over. And Liddy's like, yeah, well, neither had LaGuerta till today. And then they both kind of laugh it off.
So he obviously knew LaGuerta then? I'm just confused by that.
Well, maybe he didn't. Maybe he knows her now. Anyway, they're in the same department, so maybe he's thrown everyone in Miami under the same bus.
Yeah, but also, like, LaGuerta's the lieutenant. I just refuse to believe this guy didn't know who LaGuerta was. Anyway, like...
Liddy wants to know who's the guy that you want me to investigate. Quinn's like, his name is Dexter Morgan. And Liddy's like, what kind of fucking name is Dexter? A weird one. Just like Lumen.
A weird one in Dino.
See if you had two people called Dexter and Lumen chasing you down, you'd be a bit worried though, wouldn't you?
Be more worried about the name than anything else.
We then go to the end of the episode. Dexter's back at the Muller and kid fucking, I don't know, hanging out. Two of the mums are saying that Harrison will never be the same after he watches Muller die. Dexter walks past him, he's like, there's nothing wrong with my son. Keep telling yourself that, Dexter. He then apologises to Harrison for whatever they're going to have to face and the fact he's got no mum anymore. And at the end of the episode, we see Lumen getting in a taxi because she decided, you know what, fuck it, I don't want to jump in an airplane. I want to jump in a taxi and I want to head back to Miami and I want to track down my almost killers, my would-be killers. And that was the end of the episode there. So Quinn still suspended, Stan Liddy is in the game, and Lumen's going on the killing spree.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was good. I thought it was better than last time out.
I agree, 7 out of 10. I like Liddy, and I'm excited to see more of him.
I like Liddy. I mean, he had about 3 seconds and he delivered. That's all that matters. He's done more than the other person beginning with L.
Lumen. Anyway, Robocop, gotta like him. That's it, guys. Till next time. Peace.